Well, let's find a comfortable seat. And we'll begin by rubbing the palms of our hands together, bringing focus and energy into the palms. And take the fingertips and gently brush them across the forehead, temples, and cheeks, brushing away any worries or expectations. Then bring the fingertips to the eyes, palms to the cheeks, turning your attention inward. And take a couple of deep cleansing breaths. When you're ready, you can float your hands down, either keeping your eyes closed or gazing softly downward. Extend your spine up tall, shoulders back and down. Lift your heart with each inhaling breath. Sitting bones sinking toward the earth with each exhale. We'll tune in with 3 ohms. Feel free to join in or just absorb the vibrations. Take another deep breath in. Take a moment to absorb the vibrations of the mantra as it connects us all as one. Allow yourself to settle here this Saturday morning and set an intention for your practice, something you'd like to nurture or cultivate within yourself. With your next inhaling breath, allow the belly to soften and expand. And as you exhale, draw the belly toward the back. Follow your body's rhythm, expanding the belly on the inhale, contracting on the exhale. With your next inhaling breath, expand the belly and open the ribs, reaching them out to the sides. And as you exhale, contract the belly and relax the ribs. Follow your body's rhythm. With your next inhale, expand the belly, open the ribs, and lift the chest. Excuse me, creating space for your heart. And as you exhale, contract, relax, and lower. Continue this full deep breath, expanding the lungs in all directions with each inhale. Completely releasing the breath with each exhale. As you continue this full, complete breath, envision rooting down through your sitting bones to the earth. And with those full inhales, drawing up whatever you need from the earth. And with the complete exhales, releasing anything that's not yours or no longer serves you. Take one more full, complete breath. And gently return to your natural breath. Let's move into Kapalabhati breath, which is again a Kriya, which helps to clear out um, kapha energy. I'm feeling some of that kind of phlegmy dampness as we get sometimes in those fall mornings. And it's a nice way to help clear that out as well as to kind of energize us. So Kapalabhati is where we're breathing in and out through the nose and using the belly kind of like the bellows where we're pulling it sharply back with the exhale and letting the inhale come in kind of more passively. So go ahead and take a full breath in and out. Another breath in and exhale. And when you're ready, take a full breath in and out again. Taking a moment to notice how you feel. Sometimes some coolness in the forehead and sinuses. Sometimes a little lightheadedness, so it's always good to do that when sitting down. Today I noticed tingling down into my fingers, which is always interesting just to notice what has been moving around in the body. Now bring your awareness to your right hand, allowing the tips of the thumb and pointer finger to come together, and bring those fingertips to your heart center. Turning your attention deeper inward toward your heart, looking within for your inner light and your inner joy. As you find that connection with the light within you, allow its warm glow to flow on the breath throughout your entire body. As you find that connection with your inner joy, allow it to radiate up onto your face in a smile, And breathe it out into the space around you, filling your own aura bubble with that sense of light and joy. As we continue our practice, allow your light and joy to flow through each breath and movement, honoring all that you are in each moment. When you're ready, you can float your hand down, gently open your eyes. If you would like to switch your legs or change positions, please go ahead and do that. With your next inhaling breath, let's scrunch the shoulders up by our ears. And as we exhale, press the shoulders back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Inhale, lift and squeeze. Exhale, back and down. Bring the hands in front of the chest, palms facing down. Tuck the shoulders back and down, hugging those shoulder blades onto the back. Lifting the heart, strengthening the muscles around the scapula. Then pressing the elbows back toward each other, gently lifting the heart. Squeezing the center of the shoulder blades toward each other, wringing out any tension. And opening the arms wide, turning the palms up. Pressing through the palms of the hands by flexing the wrists if that feels okay. Lifting the heart a little higher if that feels okay, arching through that upper back. Keeping the neck nice and long, making sure the head's not flopping onto the shoulders. And then let's bring the arms in front. Crossing the right over the left. We'll bend at the elbows, hands back to back, left hand around the right wrist. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Breathing into the upper back as you gently squeeze the arms together or press the elbows away. Soften the jaw and draw the chin gently back toward the throat, lengthening the back of the neck. As it feels okay, you can gently lower and lift the elbows. And with your next inhaling breath, lift the elbows a little higher if that feels okay, gently arching. And as you come to your exhale, rounding the spine, dropping the chin, breathing into the upper back. And with the next inhale, come back to the center. Let's release the hands. We'll bring the left hand to the right shoulder and then bring it across the right arm across the body, hand coming to the center of the upper arm. Spread the fingers wide, gently stretching through that shoulder. And if it feels okay, you could turn your chin over your right shoulder. Just hold and breathe. Bringing the head back to the center. We'll bring the left hand to the right elbow and lift that right arm up by the ear, bringing the right hand to the upper back, gently patting your back if you would like. Reaching up through that right elbow and stay here, or if it feels okay, gently pulling that right elbow behind the head. Keeping the chin lifted, spine nice and tall. And then keeping that upper arm here, if that feels all right, we'll release the left hand, bring the left hand behind us, bending the elbow, working the hands together. You can use a strap in that right hand. You can also just hold on to your shirt, or if the fingertips can touch, you can curl them together. Sometimes we want to jut our head out here, so keep that chin drawn back toward your throat. You can gently press the back of the head toward the arm. And then we'll gently release, bringing the arms out. Let's make some circles with the wrists here. And then let's open the arms wide again, pressing through those palms, lifting the heart, drawing those lower corners of the shoulder blades down. Now we'll bring the arms in front, crossing the left over the right, bending at the elbows, hands back to back, or right hand around the left wrist, or hands at the shoulders. Elbows up to shoulder height, dropping the shoulders away from the ears. Gently squeezing the arms together, pressing the elbows forward as we breathe into the upper back. Jaw is soft, chin gently pulls back toward the throat, lengthening the back of the neck. And with your next inhaling, and as it feels okay, you can gently begin to lower and lift the elbows. Almost forgot a step there. And with your next inhaling breath, lift the elbows up toward the sky, gently arching if that feels okay. And as you exhale, rounding the spine, dropping the chin, letting the weight of the arms open the upper back. And with your next inhale, come back to the center. We'll release the hands, bringing that right hand to the left shoulder, and then sliding it down to the upper arm as we reach the left arm across the front of the body. Spreading the fingers wide, lifting the spine tall. If it feels okay, turn your chin over your left shoulder. Coming back to the center, we'll slide the hand to the elbow and then lift that left arm up by the ear, dropping the hand to the upper back, lengthening through the crown of the head, gently pulling that left arm behind the head if that feels okay, or just keeping it up near the ear. And then keeping the left hand here or left arm here. If it feels okay, you can release the right arm, bending the elbow behind the back, working the hands toward each other, again having strap in the left hand if that feels more accessible, holding onto your shirt, or working the fingertips toward each other, gently curling them. When you find that comfortable place, lift the chin, gently press the back of the head toward the arm. And then we'll gently release, bringing the arms out. Let's make some kind of bigger circles with the arms here. And then we'll reverse those. And then bringing the hands back to the heart. We'll interlace the fingers, press the palms out in front, roll the shoulders forward around the spine. With your next inhale, lift the palms up over the head, gently arching. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. Exhale, round. Inhale, lift. This time as you exhale, leave the palms up and gently drop the chin. Softening the elbows, we'll roll the upper corners of the shoulder blades back toward each other, wringing out tension in the trapezius muscles. Cross the shoulders and into the neck. Jaw is soft. Releasing the back of the neck a little more if it feels okay. And again, if it feels okay for your shoulders, pressing the palms a little higher up toward the sky. With your next inhale, lift the chin. And as you exhale, float the hands down. Let's rest the hands on the knees and make some big circles with our torso. Using the low back, opening the hips. And reverse the circles. And then coming back to the center. Let's extend the legs out and work with a full twist today. We'll bend the right leg. You can stay on the blanket if you'd like, or come off of it, whatever feels best for you. You can keep the right leg here, or bring the foot on the outside of the left knee. You can stay here, or bring the left foot by the right hip. So bring, kind of sweep across, bringing that right hand behind the right hip. Extending the left arm out in front. You can either wrap the arm around the leg or bring the arm on the outside of the leg, and can be down, up, or at the heart. Face forward, deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist toward the right. Head comes around left. Lifting the heart with the inhale. Twisting through the ribs with the exhale, engaging those belly muscles. With your next inhale, come back to the center. Let's work with cow face pose for a moment. So you could stack that right knee on top of the left if that feels accessible. You can also extend the lower leg and bend the knee over the right leg over the left as another alternative. But this way you'll get a little more stretch on the hamstrings too. So kind of depending on what you need today. So we'll bring the hands in front of the legs, lengthen the spine up tall. We're going to hinge at the hips like our spine is a door closing over the legs. Keeping that spine nice and long. When you find that or feel that tightness or tension, stop there. Take a breath in and then soften around it. You can walk the arms out as much as feels good for your body today. Lengthening with the inhale, softening with the exhale. Breathing into the low back, the outer hips, and the hamstrings if your lower leg is extended. As much as feels okay, letting the weight of the torso sink down onto the legs. With your next inhale, lift up tall. Let's unwrap our legs and we'll shake them out a little. Then bending the left leg, drawing it in toward the chest. You could stay here or bring the left foot on the outside of the right knee. You can stay here or bring that right foot by the left hip. We'll sweep our left arm out and toward the back, planting it behind the left hip, extending the right arm out in front, wrapping it around the leg, or bringing it on the outside of the leg with the palm or the hand down, up, or at the heart. Face forward, deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently twist toward the left. Head comes around last, lifting your heart with your inhale, twisting gently through the exhale. And with your next inhaling breath, come back to the center. We'll drop that left knee on top of the right, again with the leg bent or extended out in front of us, whatever feels right for your body. Bringing the hands in front, lifting the spine tall. As you exhale, gently hinge at the hips. Spine is like that nice strong door, gently closing. Pausing when you feel tightness or tension, lengthening the spine and taking a breath, and then gently softening. Just a little more. Following the breath, lengthening and softening. If it feels okay, letting the weight of the body rest onto the legs. And with your next inhale, lifting the spine up tall. We'll unwrap those legs and extending the feet down toward the end of the mat. We'll flex the feet, lengthen the spine, shoulders are back and down, draw the belly muscles toward the back. Think about engaging the quadriceps in the thighs by drawing the kneecaps up, lifting the heels off the floor, flexing the feet. Lifting those heels gently if that feels okay, or doing one leg at a time. And thinking about drawing the belly actively toward the back, lifting through the spine. Notice your shoulders. Sometimes they want to round or pull up. See if we can keep that core engaged and roll the shoulders back and down. If you want, you can kind of bring the hands back by the hips a little bit more to help keep those shoulders back and down. And with your next exhale, soften. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, gently fold forward, listening to your body. Hands resting on the floor, legs or feet. Lengthening with the inhale, softening with the exhale. Lengthening a little more with your next inhale. Softening just a little more with the next exhale. And then inhale, lift up tall. We'll slide the hands back behind the hips. Feet together for inclined plane or bending the knees. Feet hip width apart for reverse table. With your next inhale, bending the elbows, rolling the shoulders back and lifting the hips high. Exhale, gently lower. Hover if that feels okay. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. This time hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down or rest. Elbows are soft. Hips pressing high, head extended out from the spine, or chin drawn toward the chest. Lifting those hips high. Strengthening through the back of the body, opening through the front. And then gently lowering down. We'll shake out those wrists. And then coming to the center of this mat, we'll round the spine, gently roll back. Sending the body out. Taking a breath in and out as you scan up the body. Noticing those parts that may be tired, achy, or sore. Honoring yourself and your body by listening to its messages. Pushing yourself to your edge, but not beyond it. And remembering that each time you do yoga, your body is a little bit different. Let's bend the right leg, floating the hands to the knee. Lengthening through the neck, softening around the hip. Gently flexing the foot. Let's make some circles with the ankle here. And reverse those circles. With your next exhaling breath, draw the belly muscles down and lift the head and chest toward the knee. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. Belly muscles are strong, neck is nice and long. You can bring a hand to the back of the head if that feels better for your neck. And if it feels okay, you could flex that left foot and lift it gently off the floor. Gently lowering the left leg. With your inhale, lower the head and chest. Dropping the right arm out to the side. With your exhale, gently twist over the left side of the body. Vision toward the right arm, as much as feels okay for your neck. Release the muscles around the hip. Ease the spine into the twist. With your next inhale, come back to the center. Bring the right arm on the inside of the right leg, taking hold of the arch of the foot, or bring the hand on the outside of the knee and underneath the knee. We'll bring the sole of the foot to face the ceiling, working with half happy baby pose. Softening around the hip, letting the knee reach outside of the ribs as far as feels comfortable. Noticing where you can let go a little more. If it feels okay, you could play around with extending the leg out. Listen to your body, just doing what feels okay in this moment. Sometimes when we do that extension, we tighten up through the glutes. So if you've done that, see if you can let go. Then we'll bend the knee, extend the leg out. Take a breath in and out. Let's bend the left knee, floating the hands to the knee as you draw it in toward the chest. Shoulders tuck under, neck is nice and long, gently flexing the foot. Then begin to make slow, gentle circles with the ankle. And reverse the circles. Drawing the knee in a little tighter with your next exhaling breath. Draw the belly muscles down toward the back and lift the head and chest toward the leg. Inhale, lower the head and chest. Exhale, lift. Belly muscles draw down. Inhale, lower. Exhale, lift. Hold and breathe if that feels okay, or continue coming up and down. Flexing that left foot, drawing the belly muscles down. Neck is nice and long, and if it feels better for your neck, you can place one hand behind the head for support. If it feels okay, you can also flex that right foot and lift the foot a couple of inches off the floor. Let's lower the right leg. With your next inhale, lower the head and chest and drop that left arm out to the side. And as you exhale, twist over the right side of the body. Vision toward the left arm as much as feels okay for your neck. Release the muscles around the hip, easing the spine into the twist. With your next inhale, come back to the center. We'll bring the arm on the inside of the left arm on the inside of the left leg, taking hold of the arch of the foot, or bringing the hand on the outside, taking hold behind the knee. From either position, bring the sole of the foot to face the ceiling. And soften gently around the hip, letting the knee ease outside of the ribs as far as feels okay. Hold and breathe. Stay here, or if it feels okay, you can extend that left leg out or play around with extending it out. Again, notice if you've gripped on through the glutes and allow those to soften. We'll bend the knee and extend the leg out, taking a breath in and out. Let's bend our knees. And then we're going to stack the knee over the hip, bringing the calves parallel to the mat. Our low back kind of naturally wants to arch here. So what we want to do is engage the belly muscles, pressing the low back into the mat. Arms alongside the body. You can stay here, or you can begin tapping one foot and then the other onto the mat. Keeping those belly muscles engaged. Just using those small movements of dropping one foot down and then the other. Remember to keep breathing, expanding the ribs to create space for the breath since the lower belly muscles are engaged. And let's do one more on each side. And then we'll bring the knees into the chest, hugging the legs in into Uttanasana, breathing into the belly, lengthening through the neck. And let's let our feet come back to the mat. Tuck the shoulders under, arms alongside the body. Actually, I'm going to change your arms. We're going to actually bring the arms directly overhead. Well, not overhead, like up from our chest toward the ceiling. There we go. And interlace those fingers with the pointer fingers extended out. And then drop your shoulders back to the mat. Rooting into the feet. With your next inhale, we'll roll the spine up, bringing the hips up into bridge pose. And then lift the shoulders up, pressing those fingers toward the sky as you exhale and roll down. So massaging through the spine a little more. Drop the shoulders. Inhale, scooping and lifting. Lift the arms, fingertips toward the sky as you exhale, rolling down, getting at those upper vertebrae. Dropping the shoulders. Inhale, scoop and lift. Lifting the fingertips, exhale, roll down. Just do a couple more at your pace. Nice little extra massage for those upper vertebrae. Work out some of those kinks. And then the next time your back is on the mat, just let the arms fall out into cactus pose. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, tuck the pelvis. Belly muscles draw toward the back. Inhale, soften. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, release. And let the breath go. Let's lift the feet gently off the floor, taking hold behind the knees. We're going to just do a little rocking and rolling, massaging the back as well as engaging the belly muscles. We'll kick the feet over the head and rock up and back. Woo! I got stuck. Keeping the spine rounded. Using your feet to help get as much momentum as you need. And then the next time you're coming forward, see if you can balance on your tailbone and your toes. Shoulders are back and down. Working with boat pose, we can extend the legs out so the calves are parallel to the mat. Lower belly muscles are drawing down. Stay here, or if it feels okay, extend the legs out a little more. And with either position, you could keep the hands behind the knees or extend the arms out alongside. Notice if those shoulders are trying to scrunch up by your ears. Soften the shoulder blades down the back. And my legs kind of want to roll out to help compensate, so I have to keep them facing forward so the belly muscles are doing the work instead of the hips trying to take over. And we'll gently lower the feet down, drop the knees out to the side. Push the feet away a little bit into a diamond, sliding the hands underneath the shins. Hands can rest on the feet, ankles, or shins. Round the spine and drop the chin. Breathing into the back. And with your next inhale, we'll roll up, shoulders back and down, and then gently come forward onto our hands and knees. So if you'd like to add a blanket under your knees, feel free to do that. And we'll bring the hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips, softening the elbows. Shoulder blades hug down the back. Elbows are soft. Head extends out, belly draws up toward the back. With your next inhale, lift the tailbone, drop the spine, lift the chin. Exhale, tuck the tailbone around the spine, drop the chin. Inhale, lifting, spine follows. Exhale, rounding. Follow your breath. And with your next inhale, come back to table pose. Let's reach the right leg behind us. Lifting the heart, softening those elbows, shoulder blades are tucked. Belly muscles drawn up toward the back and dropping the right hip slightly so the hips are parallel to the mat. You can stay here or extend the left arm out. You can stay here or bend the right leg. Reach the left hand back to the leg. You can also use a strap here to take hold of the foot. Working with raised bow, we're going to keep the right elbow slightly bent as we press the foot into the hand or strap, lifting the heart a little more, strengthening through the back. And gently release. Let's do a little baby cat-cow with the low back. And coming back to the center, we'll reach back with the left leg, lift the heart, drop that left hip slightly, pressing through the heel. Stay here or extend the right arm out. And again, stay here or bend the left leg. Sweep that right arm back toward the foot or using the strap. Pressing the foot into the hand, lifting the heart, keeping that left elbow slightly bent, strengthening through the back. And release. Again, little gentle baby cat-cows with the low back. And then let's drop into child's pose or reclined puppy. So you can bring the hips to the heels, extending the arms out, forehead onto the mat or stacked fists. You can keep the hips stacked a little higher over the knees in reclined puppy. You could also take a blanket or block and put that behind the knees to give you some support for kind of an in-between or supported child's pose. So finding your comfortable position, releasing the weight of the body to the earth, breathing into the spine, creating space between the vertebrae. Letting go a little more with your next exhale. And with your next inhale, we'll shift back onto the hands and knees. If you have a blanket or block on the legs, go ahead and remove that. And we'll come down onto our forearms, interlacing those fingers. Shoulders are tucked back and down, head is drawn out, excuse me, extended out. Let's reach back with the right foot, tucking those toes under, and then back with the left. Lowering into plank or dropping the knees down for a modified plank, working on developing that upper body strength, pressing into the forearms, drawing the belly muscles up. If it feels okay, lifting the knees, but if not, if you're actively pushing into those arms and pulling the belly muscles up, you're getting the same benefit as you would with your knees up. It's really about the engagement. And then we can soften a little, dropping those hips toward the mat, uncurling the toes. We're going to shift to a side plank on the forearm. So releasing the interlaced fingers, you can bring your left hand onto the mat. We're going to shift onto the right hip. So you can do this with the feet together. You could also bring the left foot in front for a little added support. We'll lift to the side, lifting that hip up and then down. And again, you can also do it with the feet together, lifting up and then down. Taking whatever version makes sense for you today, we'll lift one more time and hold, really engaging through the side body, tucking the shoulder blades down the back. And then gently lowering. We'll come back onto the belly. And let's place the hands on top of each other, rest the forehead onto the hands into crocodile for a moment, and just take a breath or two. And then when you're ready, we'll come back onto the forearms. Rolling onto the left hip, right hand on the mat, helping us with balance. And then you don't really want the hand pointing toward the front of the mat. We'll have it more pointing toward that wide or long end of the mat. With your next inhaling breath, again, you can keep the feet together, lifting on the side here. The right hand is really just to help with balance. Exhale, lower, or you can have that right foot on the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Whatever position feels best for you. Inhale, lift, hold, and breathe. Lengthening through the spine, lifting up through the side body, tucking the shoulder blade down the back. And lowering the hip down, rolling back to the center. Once more, taking crocodile, resting the forehead on the hands. Releasing the weight of the body to the earth. We'll bring the hands underneath the shoulders, tuck our toes under, and press the hips up and back, downward dog. Softening those knees, reaching back through the hips, rolling the shoulder blades back toward each other to externally rotate the arms. Head is between the arms with the chin gently away from the chest. And then as it feels okay, you can lower the heels down just as close to the floor as feels okay in this moment. Rooting through the balls of the feet, the palms of the hands, lifting high through the sitting bones. You can draw the belly toward the back with the exhale. Now let's gently walk our hands toward our feet. Releasing the back of the neck. Hanging down just as far as feels okay, bending those knees as much as you need to. Resting the thighs, the ribs on the thighs if that feels accessible. And with the next inhale, sweep the arms out and up, palms together over the head. Exhale, hands to the heart. Well, let's come to check our times. Oh, sorry, it sounds a little later than I thought it was. Let's come to the center of our mat, facing the short end of the mat. Let's work with Arrow Warrior, really kind of engaging all of those core muscles that we've been working on, and also engaging in our balance. So we'll shift our weight to the right leg and step back with the left foot onto those toes, just balancing gently there. Spine tall, shoulders back and down. Draw the belly toward the back, and the right knee is slightly bent. We'll actively press the arms down alongside the body. And when you're ready, engaging those belly muscles, lift that left foot off the floor, gently hinging as far as feels okay. Imagining there's a plank from the back of your head to the back of your heel so that the angle that the leg is lifted is the same angle that the spine is tilted. So you can be just barely off the floor, or you can come all the way to parallel, or find anywhere in between that feels right for you today. Ooh, that feels too far today. Finding that focus spot for your gaze. Reaching through that back leg, lengthening through the crown of your head as though you're flying through the air. Belly muscles are engaged, back muscles are engaged, side muscles are engaged. And then we'll gently lower that leg, shake it out. Balancing on both feet, stepping back through or with the right foot, toes on the mat, rooting through the left foot. Lengthen the spine, shoulders back and down, belly strong. Left knee stays slightly bent. Arms are actively reaching down. When you're ready, lifting that right foot slightly off the mat and beginning to tilt the pelvis forward at the same rate as the leg is lifted. Just finding your steady place for today. No need to try to go further than your body needs to today. Rooting through the leg, reaching back through that right foot, extending through the crown of the head as you fly through the air energetically. And then we'll gently lower that leg and shake the left one out. Let's bring our legs nice and wide. Inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. Exhale, swan dive, hips out behind us. Floating the hands down underneath the shoulders, placing the hands on the floor or blocks, softening the knees, pressing into the feet and lifting the sitting bones up toward the sky. Lengthening through the spine, feel the low back soften, even if you're not folded over. As you lengthen through the spine and press back through the hips, you can release through the low back. Notice how the belly muscles lifting up toward the back allow the back muscles to ease. If it feels okay, you can lower the head and chest down toward the mat. Gently walk the hands over toward the right leg if that feels okay. Hands on the floor, block or leg. Turning the torso to face the thigh, lengthening down over the leg. Rooting into the foot, lifting up through the sitting bones. Keeping that right knee slightly bent, not locked. Notice how you can lengthen by rooting and rising through the leg. We'll come back to the center and across to the left. Again, now hands on the floor, block or leg. Turning the torso to face the thigh, lengthening down over the leg as far as feels okay. Soften that left knee as you root into the foot and rise up through the sitting bones. Notice where you might be holding on in the neck, shoulders, or back. Gently soften. Coming back to the center. Rooting through both feet, lifting through both sitting bones. We'll lengthen the arms and walk the feet closer toward each other, stopping just outside of hip width apart. If you'd like a block, you can place it in the center behind the heels. We'll bend the knees, working with Malasana, whatever version feels right for you. You can do the high Malasana, rooting through the feet. Strengthening around the hips, or if it feels okay to lower down onto the block or by the heels. Or if it feels better to come all the way to the mat, walking the feet wider apart, opening the hips here. Lengthen the spine, whatever position you're in. Shoulders are down the back. Lengthen through the low back. Notice where you might be gripping or holding on and see if you can soften there. Then go just a little. And coming the rest of the way down, kneading back in cross-legged. We'll extend the spine up tall, shoulders back and down. With your next inhaling breath, reach through the crown of the head. And as you exhale, drop the right ear over the right shoulder. Tuck the right shoulder back and down as you breathe into the left side of the neck. Soften through the hips. Heart stays lifted. If it feels okay, you can bring your left hand, excuse me, down to the mat, walking the fingers away gently. Lengthening a little more. Letting go a little more. And with your next inhale, bring the hand back and lift the head back to the center. Exhale, dropping the left ear over the left shoulder. Left shoulder tucks back and down. Breathing into the right side of the neck. Heart is lifted, soften through the hips, releasing through the right side of the neck. If it feels okay, bringing the right hand to the mat as we walk the fingers away. Lengthening and releasing a little bit more at a time. With your next inhale, come back to center. Bring the hand back to the leg. As you exhale, turn the chin over the right shoulder. Inhale, center. Exhale the chin over the left shoulder. Inhale, center. And let the breath go. Let's come to the center of the mat. Rounding our spine, dropping the chin. We gently roll back onto the mat. Lengthening through the neck. We'll bend the knees, lifting the feet up toward the sky. And you can rock your hands or a block underneath the hips. Coming into Viparita Karani. Lengthening the neck. Ankles and knees are relaxed as you breathe into the belly. And gently bending the knees, rocking the hands or block out from underneath the leg or the hips. We'll hug the knees into the chest, Apanasana. And dropping the arms out to the side. We'll drop the knees to the right, vision to the left. Inhale back to the center. Exhale to the left, vision to the right. Inhale, coming back to the center. Exhale, lowering the feet down. You can walk the feet to the edges of the mat, resting the knees together, or extend the legs out into Shavasana. Tucking the shoulders under, arms slightly away from the body with the palms turned up. If your legs are extended, having the feet about hip width apart. Relax your forehead, soften your eyes, loosen your jaw. Gently bring your awareness back to the breath. If you would like to receive Reiki during your Shavasana, just open yourself to receive it now. And if not, it will just return to the earth. Bring your awareness back to the breath, allowing each inhale to fill you with a sense of peace and calm, allowing each exhale to release anything that no longer serves you. Let each breath bring you back to your heart center, reconnecting with the light and joy that always reside deep within your heart. Allow each breath to fill your heart with loving kindness for yourself. Sending that loving kindness to each and every cell of your body. Honoring all of who you are in this moment. Gently begin to wiggle your fingers and toes and stretch in whatever way feels comfortable for you. When you're ready, you can gently bend your knees, roll to your side, and rest there for a moment. And gently return to a seated position. All right, that was a little louder than I expected. We'll end with a metta blessing of loving kindness. Please feel free to join in. May all beings be safe. May all beings be happy. May all beings be healthy. May all beings have peace. May all beings awaken to the light of their true nature. May all beings be free. The light in me honors the light in you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. For our world, for our communities, and for ourselves. Well, thank you so much for joining me as we begin the month of October. The Power Path says it is our lessons for the month are release and reset. So hopefully we release and reset some stuff. And also the new moon coming this week on Wednesday is a great opportunity to plant some new seeds of things that you want to grow.
Good to know.
So